guess, vlog. I'm also sort of making things in this particular one, so it's an actual doing vlog. It's an actual crochet vlog that actually involves crochet this time. So I thought I would play with these today. I haven't really given them a go. I do know how to do the basic granny square, the solid granny square, and I have had a play with various other types of granny square, but I've never given this a go. I bought it a couple of months ago with the intention of, opening it up, giving it a go, and then I thought, I'll save it for a video, and then I kind of forgot that I was doing that, and in all honesty, I kind of forgot I had these. Oops. So I thought today we could give it a go. Pick out a random card from the deck and see how well we do. I've got my box of scrappy yarn with me. I've got my 4mm hook. So let's give it a go. I've chosen this square today. It's called the mitted square, where you work the very first round, this one, and then the rest of them are worked in unturned rows. And there's several colours there. There's 6 colours. So I'm going to choose my first 2 colours. Okay, so I think I'm going to have this blue and perhaps this orange. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to work the blue first. Pop that down there so it doesn't roll all over the place. Okay, so the very first round is your typical first round of a granny square. So I'm good with that. So slip stitch, make 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch together to create a little circle. I do this instead of the magic knot because it's simpler and easier. Okay, so that's our very first colour. It's nice blue, nice vibrant blue. And we're going to use our second colour, which is the orange. This nice bright orange that will probably mess with the camera. Alright. Okay. So let's just study this picture. This picture right here. Let's give it a study. Right. Okay, so we need to start that corner. It's going to be really weird not turning my work. Kind of feel like I want to start the next row at the bottom here and turn my work, because I feel weird not turning my work. Like I'm going off script and doing exactly what the diagram's telling me not to do, kind of thing. It just feels weird not turning my work, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to be naughty and go off script. Right. Right, let's pick another colour. Just take this camera off and pick another colour. Okie doke, so we've done blue and orange. Should we do yellow? Cool. Put this camera back on. Attach our yellow yarn. Right, like I said, I'm going to turn my work because I feel weird not turning my work. It just feels very unnatural to me. I'm going to attach my yarn. attach it with a slip stitch and chain up 2. And that counts as just the 1 treble. Cool. And then we're gonna skip over and do 3 trebles into the next space. Pretty soon I'm gonna find out why you're not supposed to turn, aren't I? Be a lesson learned. So let's go with this nice lilac. Well, lavender, I guess. Lilac, lavender, I don't know. It's pretty. Right, so I guess we're on 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on row 5 now. I'm just gonna dip my hand in and see what colour comes out. No. That was a terrible, terrible experiment there, wasn't it? Oh, that one will do. I think because I'm so used to doing the granny squares the way that I do them, I kind of don't do them traditionally. I don't chain up 3. I don't chain a space in between each cluster, and I only do 2 chains in the corner. And these particular ones seem to go off the tradition of chaining a space in between everything and chaining up 3 and whatnot. So maybe I should stop doing things the way that I'm used to doing them and actually just do everything that the pattern tells me to do. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to follow the pattern and do what the pattern tells you to do, not what you think you should do. But here I am, not practicing that particular thing and doing my own thing. Not really learning anything in this vlog, are we? Well, I guess you are. You're learning that I will look at a pattern, completely ignore it, and do my own thing. I don't think this is going too bad. Probably look way better if I follow the pattern. I think my problem is, because I am always doing my own thing, I don't really follow other people's patterns. So I'm probably going to have to train myself to actually follow patterns if I'm going to do these kind of sort of challenges, so to speak, because it's not really a challenge if I'm not challenging myself and I'm doing what I usually do. Just me interpreting the pattern, taking one look at the pattern and being like, oh yeah, I can do that, and then that's it, rather than reading the pattern and being like, okay, so I have to put that there and that there because this tells me to. My version of it is, oh yeah, I understand that pattern, let me interpret it my way. I think it's a habit of a lifetime, that I think I've always been that person. Like watching art shows as a child, I used to completely go off script and do what they were doing, but my own version of it, you know, like Blue Peter and Art Attack, Tony Art and stuff like that. I was always that kid sat in front of the telly making what they were making, but making it my way. So it is quite the habit of a lifetime for me to break. So I'm probably not going to break it anytime soon. So if anything, you've learnt today that I'm just not a pattern follower. That my things kind of look like the pattern, but also not quite. Right, okay, we've finished. Should probably sewing all of these ends. I think that's looking all right thus far. Let's sew in some ends. Okay, and there we have it. I don't think that's too bad. I mean, if I was to block it, it probably would be the same size. I mean, if I'd maybe chained up 3 on each row, maybe. But I mean, that looks like a pretty normal size square for me personally, for the way that I personally crochet with my tension and whatnot. But yeah, I don't think that's too bad. But yeah, maybe in the next one I should do exactly what it says on these. But yeah, I don't think that's too bad. I guess on with the next square, and maybe we should actually do as is actually instructed. Okay, square 2. Hi, I'm back. I'm fully fed. Burnt my lip in the process. It hurts. But I'm back and I've decided to do this stitch. It's called the block stitch and it requires 1, 2, 3, 4 colours. So I'm going to pick out those colours now and then let's get started. And this time I'm going to actually stick to the pattern. Like if it tells me to chain 3, I'm going to do that. If it tells me to do 3 in the corner, yeah, all of that stuff, because yeah, I should really actually learn to follow patterns. What can I say? Right, so how many? 4. Let's go with a similar colour palette to what we've just done. So let's have these 2 colours. Actually, I'm going to dispense with this one because it gave me a bit of jit. So I'm going to have the yellow, the blue, the sort of lilac, and yeah, let's do the red again. So these colours. Right, so which colour should we start with? Let's start with the red, and we'll have the yellow as the colour that's constantly running through it. And then we'll have these 2 colours as well. Pop everything on my desk. Okay. So once again, we're going to start off with the middle bit being pretty straightforward for a granny square. So got my 4mm. I'm going to make a slip knot, chain 4, do a slip stitch. So sort of the normal way of starting granny square. 2, 3, and 4. And we'll slip stitch. Right. And we're going to chain 3. So we're just going to do the corner and another set of trebles. I did the corner the way I always do them. I chained 2. Right, let's just add an extra chain. See, I'm already going back into my usual thing. I'm glad I remembered on the first corner. I'm probably going to forget on the other ones and make a very, very slanted square. Right, and final corner for this particular round. 3 chains. 1, 2, and 3. And slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. Okay. Chain up 1, cut the tail. Right, That's the first colour. And it doesn't say not to turn, so I'm going to be turning my work. Now cinch in the middle, like dogs. Right, and this is going to be the colour that I use throughout. I'm just going to pop that there. And this particular round is a round of double crochets with chain threes. Okay, so where do we start? We start in that corner. Right. And we chain up one. I think. Yep, chain up one. Just making sure. And then we do a double crochet. I'm working in UK terms. A double crochet is a single crochet to everyone else. And then chain three, 1, 2, 3. Just move those scissors. And then double crochet. Don't know why I didn't like that. Right. Double crochet. Okay, what are we doing for the corner? Okay, so we're chaining 3 and then another double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet, and then chain 3, stitch into the first kind of messy stitch that I made there. That was a terrible stitch. Slip stitch, chain up 1, cut tail. Okay, I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to take care of these ends before they get out of hand. Oops, that way, so we're back this way. Cool. And I'm going to start in a different corner. All right, so we're going to go with this colour now. So pop that yellow there so I remember to reuse that. Okay, so we're going around with trebles again. So where did I start on here? Okay. Must remember to chain up 3. One, 2, and 3. And that's part of the treble cluster. Notice how I'm going a lot slower with this particular one because I really want to stick with what the pattern's telling me. I'm not doing chain spaces. Ugh. Right. I'm going to start that particular cluster again. Do a chain space before I do that. Chain 1. Right. And now I'll do a cluster of 3 trebles. Chain 3. I'm learning. I'm going to start accidentally chaining 3 with my regular squares now, aren't I? So I don't do that whilst I'm working on patterns that are already on the go, and all of a sudden the pattern goes out of whack because I'm now chaining 3. Let's do a corner. Okay. Ugh. Body won't stop with the aches and pains. Okay. Chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Another set of trebles. 2 and 3. Chain 1. And my last set of trebles. And I believe it's a chain 1 and a slip stitch. Okay. Right. Chain 1. Slip stitch into the top of the first chain. Chain 1. Cut a tail. Pull through. And let's sort out those tails. Right, let's do another round of the yellow. So make myself a nice long tail. There we go. Right, let's fix that yarn onto the square. And chain it 1. I kind of made a mistake on the first time I did that, because instead of using the first chain as my first double crochet, I then did a double crochet right next to it, and yeah, so it's a bit messy. So I'm gonna not do that this time. I'm gonna actually use the chain as the double crochet, which I should have done. And I don't know why I didn't do that. I mean, it's because I was sort of looking at the pattern and kind of trying to figure out, you know, what I'm gonna do. Because, like I said, I'm just a bit rubbish at following patterns. And in doing that, I kind of messed up and essentially made 2 stitches where there should have just been 1. Doesn't really matter, does it? Well, we're all learning here. And I only kind of noticed that I'd made that mistake, yeah, as I was fixing the second lot of this particular row back on. Oopsie. But this row is actually quite fast to do, because it's just chaining and doing a double crochet, so nice and easy. I know it sounds unusual when a crocheter, especially one who does have a YouTube channel, talks about how they don't follow patterns. It must seem quite sort of unusual. I went into the wrong bit then. That really, really confused me. It's because I'm chatting away. But yeah, somebody who has a it's because I'm chatting. Let's start that again. Yep. The fact that I don't really follow patterns, as somebody who has a crochet channel sort of teaching how to do certain patterns kind of. I've done it again. I'm gonna have to keep that in. That's not a blooper reel, that's staying in the video. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. Let's not make the same mistake a million times. Let's go into that bit there. Well done, Donna. 1, 2, 3. Should we carry on our conversation or shall I muck up again? I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't need to carry on what I'm trying to say. I think you've pretty much grasped what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. The fact that I speak about how whenever I see a pattern, I kind of decipher it and sort of create my own. And here I am with a crochet channel teaching people how to do my patterns. I have a habit of just looking at something and being like, oh, I could do that. And just sort of deciphering, you know, what stitches are used, what way they've been done, whether it's in the round or row by row, and then kind of figuring it out from there rather than looking at the actual pattern that the picture came with. And then I buy myself some of these so I can do the patterns, and then, yeah, I completely go off pattern. So yeah, I am finding it unusual actually following the pattern to the letter. It's fun. I'm having a lot of fun doing that, I must admit. Oh, dropping my yarn. Okay, where are we now? We're on the last row. Excellent. Right. We're using blue for the very last round, and we don't need the yellow one. I kind of thought that would make a nice border to that, actually, maybe. Right, so this particular round is, as before, kind of just like a regular granny. That looks pretty good. It's actually the same size, yay! So, yeah, I haven't done too bad in following the actual pattern. Rather than just sort of looking at it and guessing how it goes and going on from there, which does often work for me. But yeah, I like that a lot. And the mistake I made on the second row there, it's not really that noticeable, not really. I think you only really notice it if you know it's there or if you're looking for the mistake. I don't know. But yeah, they're the 2 cards that I've done today. And I hope you followed along with me using the block stitch and the knitted stitch and learned how to do them yourself. Or maybe you already knew how to do them and you were watching me and just laughing at me. I don't know. Maybe you were. Maybe not. I'd like to think that you didn't laugh at me. Thank you very much for joining me on my little sort of, I guess, crochet along in a way. I suppose I could class this as a crochet along rather than a vlog. Thank you very much for joining me. This particular one's been a lot of fun. It probably dragged on for a little bit longer than it should have, but that's down to me trying my hardest to follow the pattern exactly. And apparently when I follow patterns, I slow down. But as I said, thank you very, very much for joining me, and I shall see you in the next video, whether it's a tutorial, a vlog, another one of these. At this point, I honestly don't know, but I'll see you in the next video either way. Bye.